A man's been arrested in the shooting and killing of Lincoln Bridge band member Jeremiah Buckner, who was also known as Echo.
Bucker was killed just over a year ago on January the 3rd in the Russell neighborhood. Police arrested 20-year-old John Kennedy, charging him with murder and robbery in connection to the case. As WHAS 11's Connor Steffen explains, the arrest brought some relief and closure to the family of Jeremiah Buckner.
After a year filled with heartbreak and questions, answers seem to be on the horizon with Tuesday's arrest of 20-year-old John Kennedy, accused of killing Buckner.
The very things that led up to a 19 or 20-year-old pulling the trigger and taking the life of my brother, Jeremiah Echo, until those things are resolved, we don't have closure.
Court documents show Buckner was driving for Uber on January 3rd of last year when Kennedy approached Buckner's car and held him in a passenger at gunpoint. Surveillance video from the area later shows Kennedy and the other person running off, leaving Buckner on the ground.
We are going to enter a plea of not guilty in the charges of murder and robbery in the first degree.
Appearing before a judge Wednesday, Kennedy stood stoic and without a lawyer.
The county's position is that the facts and circumstances indicate a danger to the community.
The judge left his bond set overnight at $500,000 full cash. If posted, he'll be ordered to house arrest.
Of course, it was a very, very, very hard pill to swallow. He hated to hear about gun violence.
So to see him no longer with us, you see what you should really value in life. You should value the opportunity to live again. You should value your community. You should value your people, your family.
As a hometown hero who always looked to promote peace,
he looked to protect the less fortunate. He looked to protect the innocent.
Buckner became a victim of the very issue he long advocated against. Family says while an arrest has been made, closure won't come until the violence stops across our city. Kennedy is due back in court on February 1st. In Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS 11, on your side.
Louisville Metro Police released a statement following the arrest, saying in part, quote, LMPD wants to again extend our appreciation to members of the community who provided information in any criminal case.
Right now, there's a warning for staff and visitors to downtown hospitals after reports of a man sexually harassing and assaulting people in the parking garages.
It's a message sent out by the Louisville Medical and Education District in downtown Louisville. They say there's been several incidents of the man exposing himself and gesturing to women who are walking through the area. This is the area in focus tonight in an internal memo by Norton Healthcare obtained by WHAS 11 News. The person of interest has been seen walking up and down the Floyd Street corridor and in the parking lot of the Norton Children's Hospital. The Metro Police say this man, Antonio Coleman, is their person of interest. He's described as 6 foot tall with a scruffy beard and mustache, and he's usually seen riding a bike. Norton says they're working with LUMED and law enforcement to enhance security, and they encourage anyone walking into the area to stay vigilant, use those emergency call boxes if needed, walk in pairs. There's also an escort system available to employees.
Now take a look at your screen. Louisville Metro Police are looking for these two men. Police believe they stole several items from Menards last October. They allege the pair walked into the store on Preston Crossing Boulevard and left with merchandise totaling more than $1,000 without paying. If you recognize them, you can help police by calling the tip line at 574 LMPD. And it will be several months until fired LMPD detective Brett Hankison is tried again in front of a jury. In a status hearing today, a federal judge doubled down on an October 14th retrial date. Federal prosecutors and Hankison's attorney appeared over Zoom. They told the judge that one member of the defense team had retired and Hankison was working to find a replacement. They set another virtual hearing to finalize his attorneys on March 13th. That date will mark 4 years since Breonna Taylor's death. Hankison is charged with depriving Breonna Taylor and her neighbors of their civil rights and using excessive force when he fired shots into each of their apartments during the overnight raid. Back in November, the judge declared a mistrial in Hankison's case after the jury couldn't reach a unanimous verdict. Weeks later, federal prosecutors confirmed they are trying Hankison for a second time. Today, they pushed for an earlier date for that trial, but the judge said it's best that they stick with October because of scheduling conflicts.
Also here at 5, the man at the center of the investigation the night Breonna Taylor was killed was back in court today. Jamarcus Glover was wanted after failing to appear in court last year. He had been on the run until recently, and when finally found and arrested this week, he was allegedly caught with many different drugs.
This is subject to engage juveniles under the age of 18 to transport and sell heroin, fentanyl, and other illegal drugs.
Again, the courtroom today as Glover returned today after first appearing in court Tuesday of this week on outstanding charges after missing his original court date back in October and then going on the run. The judge raised his bond from $100,000 to $250,000 in that original case. And in today's hearing, another separate bond was set by the judge in addition to the original one. In this case, his bond is set at $50,000. He'll be back in court on February 1st. New Albany may soon see fewer housing developments throughout the city. The mayor, Jeff Gahan, announced he's looking to put a hold on certain apartments and short-term rentals.
Alexis Jones and photojournalist Alyssa Newton met with the mayor today. He shares why he is now calling for a moratorium.
Over the past decade, New Albany's mayor says the city has seen a major growth in multi-family apartment complexes and short-term rentals. But now he says it's time to take a step back to ensure the city is growing in the right direction.
We want everybody that wants to live in New Albany has the opportunity to come here and, and reside here in a way that they're comfortable and safe.
This is why Mayor Jeff Gahan is calling on City Council to take action Wednesday. He says last year, officials partnered with U of L for a comprehensive housing study. Results show New Albany should focus its efforts on increasing single-family homes, which Gahan says could be done with a moratorium.
The object is to look at all the property that we have inside the city limits and make sure we're choosing wisely what goes in the vacancies. And we know from the housing study that we need to make some adjustments on the housing that's being developed and being built here in the city.
If passed, the moratorium will pause construction of apartments and short-term rentals for more than a year, just enough time for officials to improve the city's land use.
We know a lot of people are preparing or maybe considering new construction in New Albany. And we want to give those folks as much notice as we can to, hey, wait a minute, let's before you make decisions, let us make sure that our comprehensive plan aligns with your vision of what you want to build here.
Mayor Gahan says he understands this would greatly impact developers, but he assures it will be worth it in the end.
These kind of pauses are necessary because we're trying to make decisions for our grandchildren. It's really helpful for us to take a step back, make modifications based on new data and new growth.
In New Albany, Alexis Jones, WHAS11 on your side.
We did reach out to several developers in the area today. We are still waiting on a response from them.
In the meantime, City Council members in New Albany plan to talk about the mayor's recommendation next Monday, and we will be following up.
Still